I'm actually just now realizing that I should move things around on my syllabus to organize things a little bit better, because I go to the grade scheme here, which tells you that there are going to be 2 midterms and a final exam, each weighted at 30%. And there's going to be a discussion board for this class in which I'll post topics, and you will get into a dialogue with one another about the material as well. And that's your participation on that forum is going to be weighted at 10%. Now I say I've got to reorganize this syllabus because the general policies comes before I discuss evaluation, which actually is sort of sandwiched in between the grade scheme and the evaluation section. So in future semesters, these courses are always sort of a development. So how are you going to be developed, or not developed, graded for this course? Well, basically 4 things. Midterm 1, midterm 2, and the final exam. The examinations for this course are going to section the course off in terms of pairing 2 philosophers at a time. Right? So the first 2 theorists that we're going to take a look at are Socrates and Aristotle, and they will be covered on the first of the midterms. So I'll just use that as an example. On the first midterm, you'll see questions on Socrates and Aristotle, 3 on each. And these are longer answer questions. So I've got in bold under examinations here, sort of a new addendum to the examination section here, where I say, please note that these consist of longer answer, that these examinations consist of longer answer questions. As such, a minimum of 2 paragraphs of discussion, argument, reflection, exegesis are expected for each response to be considered sufficient. Right? Now that's just there because every semester these longer answer questions, I get responses that are maybe 1 sentence or 3 sentences long, and no matter how run-on or perfectly grammatically crafted the sentence is, 1 to 3 sentences for each of these being weighted, each of these questions being weighted at 5% of your final grade is never going to be sufficient. One, this is a writing intensive course, so I need you to write some things so that I can coach your writing and coach your arguments a little bit. And the other thing is, you should give the weight of the questions the consideration that they're due. Right? So basically how these questions will go is they'll isolate a passage of the text, a central idea, or an issue with regard to the theory, and ask you to take a stance with regard to it. They'll either ask a directed question, what was Socrates or Aristotle's position that he was arguing with regard to this quotation, what's he getting at, more or less, at which point you'll do exegesis. I may ask, is this position in light of this potential criticism warranted? Right? At which point you'll provide an argument, and frequently I'll ask you to be critical, offer criticisms of the ethical positions. And you will be presenting an argument that's consistent and based in what's argued in the text, but nonetheless you will be developing and arguing your own position with regard to the argument at hand. Right? So I'll frequently ask you to be critical of these positions, as you should be. Each and every one of these guys are trying to, in a sense, tell you what to do, in general terms. Right? So that's the exams. The exams are not cumulative, so the first midterm is Socrates, Aristotle. The second midterm is Kant and Mill, and the final exam will be Nietzsche and Jean-Paul Sartre. Right? So each of these exams will cover only the theorists in that section. Right? So that's how you're going to be evaluated there. How you'll get these exams is they'll be posted to Moodle, I say, a minimum of 5 days before their due dates. So that will give you a minimum of 5 days access to the questions. Right? I do that largely because I prefer a longer and better thought out answer to sort of a glib and off the cuff, on the spot response. Excuse me. So that's what we'll be looking at for each and every one of these questions. And I say a minimum of 5 days. I usually give you about a week. And in fact, if you look down at the due date section, I've promised you a week for the final exam. Right. The other thing that I'm going to be evaluating you with regard to is the discussion board for this class. Now, the discussion board for this class, well, I'll just read it here. Each figure we study will be accompanied with a discussion topic posted to Moodle. You'll see these pop up, and there's a way in which I force you to be subscribed, initially at least, to these discussion boards. You're expected to enter into debates, offer criticisms, and generally discuss the nuances of the theoretical positions of each and every one of these figures. So I expect you to be in there and discussing with regard to each and every one of these topics. At the end of the semester, a grade out of 10 points will be assigned based on the frequency, relevance, and quality of your participation, right? I say quality. I'm not trying to have you be, in a sense, correct. This is a learning forum, right? But what I mean by quality is that you exhibit a good deal of reflection on the material, and your posts actually reflect that reflection as well. Right? So I've got here, for example, posts like "I agree" or "This is stupid." Without additional comments or qualification will be insufficient to garner a good grade. Right? And don't be surprised if I'm on there and commenting with you and entering into debates with you on the discussion forum as well. This is what I do in these online classes to actually get you engaged in the debate and the arguments that is how philosophy actually occurs. Right? This is what we do as philosophers. So basically, that's how you're going to be evaluated. It's going to be 30, 30, 30 for the exams and 10% for your discussion board participation. One more thing about the discussion boards, I'm going to leave them open all semester. So at the end of the course, when we're studying Sartre and Nietzsche, you can go back and make more comments on, say, Socrates and Aristotle. Right? Now, conceivably, and I'm aware of this, and I guess I'm okay with it, conceivably on April 19th, when these forums close, which is the date and time of your final exam, you could just answer all of these discussion board forum topics, right? But what I want to point out to you is that the evaluation methods for this course are sort of cooperative. The more you participate on the discussion board, the more you reflect, the more you engage in these debates, the better you're going to do and the better prepared you're going to be for the exams, right? So your responses are going to be better timed, more reflection involved if you're dealing along with the course with regard to these discussion forums, right? And likewise with your exams to the discussion forums. So all of the elements of this this course are sort of co-productive, right? So that's more or less how you're going to be evaluated for this course. Just a couple of quick words. Moodle is going to be your friend for this course. So you log into Moodle using the same user ID and password that you would for your Oakland University email. I'm going to post my links to the video lectures on YouTube to Moodle, so you just follow those links. I make them hard-ish to find on YouTube, is because I don't want to be a YouTube celebrity. So you'll find those on Moodle. There will be background videos from other thinkers, theorists, production companies, that sort of thing, also posted to Moodle that are pertinent to the debate surrounding the issues that the theorists raise, and you're responsible for those as well. Notes and handouts will be regularly posted to Moodle as well, so again, Moodle's your friend. And course assignments will be posted to and submitted via Moodle as well. All right, so Moodle is going to be sort of the nexus for this course. So I encourage you to log on to Moodle and check out what all is there at this point. Your due dates are listed right below the instructional technology that will be used in this course section as well. And these due dates are firm, and I'm going to do my best to get you quick feedback with regard to your assignment.